right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here Thursday night. It's in Humble, Turner Stadium, so it's Atascocita versus Humble. So Atascocita looks kind of have the War Eagle Auburn type of colors, so white pants with navy blue top, and then it looks like a white numbering system, white helmets with, like I mentioned, kind of like a little bit of an Auburn type of helmet there with a orange top. Okay, it looks like a deferred option. So Tascasita is going to receive for the first half, or Humble will receive in the second half. So we are going to see quite the ball game. Tascasita coming in 5-1. Their only loss this season was to Katy over their Legacy Stadium. I believe it was the second or third game of the season, only falling by 7 points, 35-28, at the hands of Seth Davis. All around, Tascasita is the more athletic team versus Katy, so look to see Tascasita be able to make some noise for the rest of the season. Everyone has marked on their calendar the Atascocita North Shore game, which is exactly 2 Thursdays from tonight. So it'll be Thursday, October 27th. Number 1 North Shore versus, at the time, I believe Atascocita is still ranked number 6. So pretty much everyone's ready for that contest. Speaking of North Shore will play tomorrow night at Galena Park ISD Stadium tomorrow night, and they'll take on Westbrook. So everyone's looking forward to see that. And we are about ready to receive the football. So Humble, stark contrast. So essentially all white uniforms, white pants, white tops with, looks like they have purple. So, and then a white helmet. Looks like a Wildcat on their helmet. So they do kind of an interesting kickoff setup where they kind of bum rush the line. So I'm not sure if they can look into maybe do an onside kick at some point with that tactic. So big number 75, the kickoff kicker for Humble. So he high end over end, kind of shallow kick, picked up by about the 13-yard line by the receiver of that kickoff, and he brings it to about the 40-yard line. So great little kickoff return there. That's number 5. That's going to be Kyron Lee, the junior wide receiver, 5'8", 165-pounder. So we are going to see if Tascasita was able to kind of get the rust out. Earlier, when they did play Katy, there was some miscommunication between the center and that very accomplished quarterback, Zion Brown. So Zion Brown, the junior, 5'11", 183-pound junior. So Zion Brown, the shotgun formation at their own 40-yard line. Twins flanked to the near side. Twins flanked also to the far side of the field. Brown doesn't basically lose any time at all as he throws it and really close to that down marker. So we're going to see how close that down marker. Looks like he's going to be 1 yard short, which is going to bring second and a long one. So at exactly pretty much smack. Oh, now they are going to go into Humble territory. So they are now Wildcat territory. So about the 49.5-yard line. So they're okay. The umpire kind of go back and forth between the midfield. So pretty much smack dab at midfield. Zion Brown and company. Twins flank near side. 1 to the outside. So 5 in motion, who took off the kickoff earlier. Going to hand the ball off first back through the line. And he is going to get that first down and a little bit of forward progress. So Tascasita already kind of firing on all cylinders. I know it's a little early in the contest, so about 19 seconds have elapsed. And Tascasita looking to march it down the field. So that's going to bring up a first down. Ball pretty much, let's say 46-yard line. So Brown and company, shotgun formation, Twins flanked out on either side of Brown. One receiver, looks like a little movement at the line. So Brown taking a 3-step drop, going for broke, and he is going to overthrow his intended receiver. That's going to be number 15. That's going to be Darrell Gill, the senior, 6'2", 175-pounder. So Brown, as we saw in the Katy game earlier in the season, quite the arm and also quite the leg. So we're going to see a definitely dual threat quarterback here tonight. Zion Brown, we're going to see if he is able to, I guess, grow maturity-wise from that unfortunate loss earlier in the season. Brown going to do a little play action, calling his own number, and then he actually is going to get hit in the backfield. So it's probably going to be called a sack. So we're going to see where they're going to place that, and it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10. So maybe a no gain there for Brown. So Brown and company kind of looking on the sides. You're seeing a lot of high schools kind of adopting the spread system. Not as much run heavy anymore. So here we go. Brown going to go hit 13 and towards the near hash, and he's going to get a little bit of wiggle room there, and he's going to move the chains once again. So Atascocita, right off the bat, you're kind of seeing somewhat of a no-huddle, hurry-up offense. Looks like they're all looking at the sideline. So Zion Brown kind of adjusting his helmet. Looks like it's going to be Twins on the near side. So we're going to see Brown kind of looking at his wrist, looking at the play selection there. So ball is going to be at the 34-yard line. So 15 in motion towards the far side of the field. Brown going to roll out towards the strong side, far side of the field. Going to actually hit 15 this time, finally in stride. 15 is going to go in untouched for the score. So already with 1:57, less than 2 minutes have elapsed on the clock, and Atascocita is already on the scoreboard. So that brings them up now 6-0. With this extra point, actually, I remember Atascocita from Katy actually does a lot of 2-point conversions. So not quite sure this kind of 2-point conversion type of attack. So they have about 3 players on either side of the sideline. Brown going to hit 15 once again. That is his number 1 intended receiver for the 2-point conversions. Has them bring the score now 8-0 in favor of Atascocita. Like I said earlier, less than 2 minutes have elapsed, so Atascocita wasting no time whatsoever, and they are going to try to make this a statement game, trying to avenge. Looks like they kind of have a chip on their shoulder ever since the unfortunate loss against Katy and Katy. So it kind of seemed like that was one of those games that they play each other 9 times out of 10. I would say Atascocita would have won that contest. Katy getting kind of fortunate overall, and we're definitely going to see both of these teams in the postseason. Okay, so we're going to get the kickoff. We're going to kind of go over some scores. We have a few Thursday night games this evening, so we're going to see a little bit of score update. So high end over end kicked, fielded right at pretty much 14-yard line, near side hash, and he is going to take it down the sidelines as he gets hit hard by number 7, kind of skids out of bounds. So very tremendous and phenomenal field position there for Humble. So Humble trying to see if they can trade shot for shot. So like we said, this is a 7 p.m. start. Some games have already started at 6 p.m. So we got Houston Strake Jesuit, I guess, A-Leaf Taylor, 3-3 tie. We have Houston Memorial, 7-0 over Cypress Ridge. Trying to go through to see if there's any more. Katy Taylor on top versus Maid Creek by a score of 7-0. Klein Kane 14 over Klein Oak. So the quarterback here for Humble going to have it at pretty much the 44-yard line, number 10. He's going to hand off to 6. 6 basically getting hit by about 2 or 3 Atascocita Eagles, led by that phenomenally athletic linebacker Jaden Ducos, the linebacker, 5'10", 205-pounder. So saw him make a lot of plays against the Katy Wildcats earlier in the season. So let's just see who that quarterback is for Humboldt. That is going to be Damian Barajas, 5'10", 180-pound senior quarterback. So we're shotgun formation, going to hit number 6 near hash, and he is going to get hit immediately by number 9 for Atascocita, and that is actually going to be Javante Himes, the 5'9", 175-pound defensive back. So So you're definitely seeing a lot of size overall. It's pretty hard to miss Mr. Atascocita himself, Samu Tamano Pepe. He is a 6'3", 375-pounder, very reminiscent of a Gilbert Brown from the Packers back in the day. So he's going to kind of sub in and out as he freely chooses. So Baraja's kind of looking over the line here, shotgun formation, twins flanked on either side of the field. So Bra is going to hit number 9 in stride, but he tried to get backpedals a little bit. So that was a lot of east to west running when you try to get as much north to south as you can. So that is going to bring up a 4th down and most likely a punt opportunity. So we're going to see Braz looks like he's going to be the punter. Very smart to be able to have a quarterback be able to punt, because then you're always thinking, just in case there is a fake punt opportunity, that punter slash quarterback can go for a fake punt at any given moment. So punt is going to be, they're going to start it at their own 35. You're actually going to see someone in motion. Usually don't see that too often for a punt. And then he is going to kick it, and then Atascocita nearly losing it, but number 4 actually going to get out of bounds. So that's going to be Braylon Conley, the 6', 175-pounder. So 7:43. So pretty close to about halfway down in this first quarter. Has been all Atascocita from the onset, 8-0. So we're going to see Zion Brown and his squad come up for offensive drive number 2. Okay, ball is at the 32-yard line. Brown is in an empty back formation, shotgun formation, trips flank to the far side of the field. He's going to hit number 6 in stride. 6 going to go towards the far hash, near out of bounds, and he gets really close to that first down marker. We're going to see how close. So it's like it's going to be, about 2nd and 1. So great job there, pitch and catch between the quarterback and receiver on that one. Looks like Brown likes to set up a lot of those short passes and then try to get the defense to overcommit, and then he'll try to go over the top, showcasing his right arm. So Brown, play action, going to hit 15. His number 1 receiver, 15, going to get a little bit of room, and he definitely converts that first down. So great job there by number 15, and that is going to be Darrell Gill, the 6'2", 175-pound senior. So ball now is going to be, 47-yard line. Atascocita, so Brown and company looking at the offensive coordinator for Atascocita. Just about halfway through the first quarter here. Clock continues to run, under 6:40 to go. Play clock at 15. Brown kicks up his foot. So it looks like a trips formation, and actually hand the ball off to the running back. Great job there by Atascocita. Looking like Humble might have actually, the Wildcats might have been anticipating a pass. So now it is 2nd and 5. So ball is at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats. So now Atascocita in Wildcat territory. Brown looking at his wrist. So shotgun formation, 1 running back actually behind him now. Twins flank to the near side of the field, 15 in motion. That is Gill. Going to hand the ball off, running back wide open hole. And he is clearly going to get that first down. So he's going to break the 45-yard pylon, and he's going to get to about the 43-yard line. So Atascocita just kind of moving it as they please against the Wildcats. So I believe it is 5-1 versus 3-3. Those are the records. Of course, I said Atascocita. I think they were ranked 6 as of last week. I'll have to check this week's rankings for Dave Campbell's Texas football. So Brown, shotgun formation, so much time there, and he nearly hits 15 once again. So that actually was a pretty good throw, pretty good opportunity there. That was kind of like double coverage there, but not bad overall for Brown. Like I said, as you're seeing him showcase that cannon that he has for a right arm. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So ball here is going to be at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. So Brown with a running back flanked behind him. Actually just only one wideout flank to the far side. So definitely going to set up a run. That's exactly what Atascocita does. And they are going to get minimal yards there. So from what we've seen so far, Atascocita doing a lot of twins flanked to either side. They really prefer to go out of that formation, Brown out of the shotgun. Usually you'll have one running back flanked on his side. They've done this now 3 plays in a row. The running back is flanked behind him. Twins flanked to either side. Play action for Brown. Brown going to go over the middle, and it gets deflected and nearly picked off there by number 22. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down opportunity. So 4:45 to go in this first quarter. Atascocita looking to add to that lead and kind of try to build up that momentum. So Brown out of Twins flanked to either side, shotgun formation. Brown very poised in that pocket, gonna hit. Overthrow. Well, I wouldn't even say overthrows intended receiver. That was within reach of Gill, and Gill, unfortunately, it goes in and out of the hands of Gill. So now Atascocita not really used to punting a lot from what I've seen so far this season. So we'll see how the punting game is for Atascocita. This is 10. This is Dion Campbell, the 5'11", 175-pound punter. So 4:44 to go in this first quarter. Atascocita was in Wildcat territory. Actually, that's going to be turnover of downs. So here we go. So Barajas is now shotgun formation. Trips flanked to the near side. One wideout flanked to the far side of the field. Barajas at his own 40-yard line. And that's going to be movement there, most likely by number 63 for the Wildcats. Because it don't sound like they said delay of game. So very much clock management could be an issue here. You usually don't see that too often, as it looks like a lot of teams are looking to the sideline. So Barajas and company, trips flanked to the near side, one wide out, little kind of RPO style. And actually that's going to be number 16 instead of Barajas. So we're going to see that actually going to be another quarterback. That's going to be MacArthur Baker the third, 5'8", 190-pound sophomore quarterback. So I'm not sure if Bras got injured, but we're seeing Bras kind of standing there on the sideline next to one of his coaches. So Baker the third, shotgun formation, trips flanked to the near side of the field. Baker the third going to go for, we're going to see if they, unfortunately not keeping his feet in bounds was that defensive back that came down with a would-be interception. And that's actually going to be Dion Campbell, the 5'11", 175-pound senior. So 4:01 to go. That stops the clock. Not too much time left in this first quarter. So already we've seen kind of switching out some quarterbacks, kind of throwing up some different looks here for the Wildcats. Okay, now. Okay, it looks like maybe like a Wildcat type of formation now. So they're kind of changing things up here. Number 6 going to call his own number. And as he was on a 3rd and 4, it does not look like he got any running room whatsoever. So we're seeing the Wildcats, like I said earlier. So we got Bras, Baker the third, and then now Torrey Blaylock out of that Wildcat. So we're bringing Baker the third back into the mix here for the Wildcats. Okay, so timeout is called on Atascocita. So that is the first timeout overall for the first quarter. 3:23 to go, like I said, in this first quarter. So kind of not necessarily trading shot for shot, but we are definitely seeing a game develop this evening. So we're going to see what exactly is going to take place for the rest of this first quarter. Okay, we got Cypress Springs 14 versus Langham Craig 13. So we saw earlier in the season at Cy-Fair ISD Stadium, I think it's Jacques Petaway, the number 39th ranked ESPN Top 300 senior, verbally committed to Oklahoma, the wide receiver, tremendous athlete we got to see that evening, kind of early on, maybe week 2 or week 3 of the season. So the punt by Barajas, and then ball's going to be placed at the 23-yard line. So a little bit longer. We have Atascocita pinned back, but still, I believe that Atascocita can still march it down here. So 3:16 to go in this first quarter. We're going to see what the offensive coordinator, trying to look through the program here to see. The offensive coordinator is Joshua Stump, and the head coach is Craig Stump. So I'm sure brothers. So kind of interesting there with the head coach and offensive coordinator. So Brown gonna go against his body, roll out towards the near side of the field, and he's actually gonna hit number 14 on the other shoulder. And unfortunately, that is not gonna connect for a receiver. So whenever you're a quarterback, definitely is harder to do when you're kind of rolling against, like I was saying, your body, which is kind of rolling against your non-strong side and then trying to square up the shoulders and making that throw. Sometimes you can see some of the quarterbacks in high school are now able to make those throws where before you didn't see it as much. So Brown gonna go handoff, gonna call his own number, gonna go march it down the field near midfield. So great job there by Zion Brown. So phenomenal run there. So he started at the 23 to the 48. So that was a 25-yard scamper for Mr. Brown, the junior signal caller for the Atascocita Eagles. So just over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. We have Brown and company trips, flank to the near side. They're going to hand the 5. Ooh, and then 45 for the Wildcats is just going to kind of throw them down like a rag doll, and that is going to be none other than Isaiah Quezada, the 5'9", 245 defensive lineman. So Quezada, kind of a lot of size there at 6 foot, 245 pounds at the edge rushing limit here. So clock continues to run, under 3 minutes to go, just under now 2.5. So Brown gonna hand the ball off to 5. 5 gonna get basically pushed back with the forward progress.
Number 6, Corey Blaylock, met there by number 12, Chris White, along with number 22.
So third and long situation, 3rd and 19. Another way to phrase that is 3rd and long or 3rd and a mile. So not a whole lot of 3rd 19 plays that are usually drafted up by the offensive coordinator. We're going to see what they're going to do here. So Brown going to get a little bit of rush there. Going to then a throw to 15, but 15 gets easily met near the original line of scrimmage for that offensive drive. So ball's going to be placed. We're going to see exactly. They're going to place it at the 50. Still just inside Eagle territory. So that's doing 4th and 8. So they are actually going to bring the punting unit up for the Atascocita Eagles with under 1:30 to go in this first quarter. Okay, so punter going to set it up, and a booming punt actually going to get fielded by the 10, and he's going to try to field it, and we're going to see exactly where they place it based on the contact. Okay, looks like it's going to be a touchback, which means they're going to set it up at the 25. So college is, or NFL is, I believe, the only league football-wise that actually sets it at the 20. High school set it at the 25 most of the time, but we're going to see where they're going to set it up this time. Actually going to set it at the 20, so 1:03 to go in this first quarter. So Wildcats going to see if they can kind of get back in this ball game. So Atascocita Eagles have kind of been able to really pressure the Wildcats thus far this evening on a Thursday night. Beautiful Thursday night football here in Humble, Texas, just outside or relatively close to Bush International Airport. So it looks like Bras and company going to go shotgun, going to roll to his strong side, going to hit what looks to be the tight end, number 82, for a few-yard gain. And that is actually going to be Jalen Lolesio, the 6'1", 215-pound tight end, the sophomore. Okay, so 23-yard line. So it looks like they're going to bring in number 16, who is Baker the third now. Shotgun formation. Baker the third kind of setting up shop. Twins flanked to either side. Baker at about the 22-yard line. Baker the three going to go for it, and is going to be unfortunately incomplete. So almost brought down there by Marquise Miller, the 6', 165-pound senior wide receiver.
It'll be 3rd down.
So with only 9 seconds to go in this first quarter, maybe one, maybe two plays will be able to transpire here at the end of the first quarter, most likely one. So Baker, the three, going to go shotgun, call his own number, going to go up the middle, and he is going to get really close to that first down marker. It's going to be very interesting to see where they set it down. And that is the end of the first quarter. We'll be back right after this for the beginning of the second quarter, 8-0 in favor of Atascocita Eagles.